I'm Jason Robinhood, and these are the stocks of the day for Friday, January 28th, 2022. Okay, so it is currently 3:54 p.m. here in Las Vegas, Friday, January 28th, 2022, and we're going to go over the stocks of the day. It was a great day in the stock market today. All three major indexes were up today. The Dow Jones was up 564 points, currently trades at 34,725. The S&P 500 was up 105 points, currently trading at 4,431. The Nasdaq 100 was up 417 points, currently trading at 13,770. The VIX was down, I think, 3 percentage points today. It currently trades at a 27 handle. And let's see what Bitcoin is at. I believe the 10-year was currently trading at a 1.7 handle. Let's see what Bitcoin is at. Bitcoin is currently trading at 37,000. I believe it's up for the week. Bitcoin is currently up 4% this week. That's a good sign. It seemed like it may have bottomed out around this 33,000 number, maybe even 32,000. So you want to keep an eye on Bitcoin next week. It was up 4% this week. In this series, we go over the top 5 performing stocks from each of the 3 major indexes. And if we can find any stocks outside of the major indexes, we usually highlight those. So in this series, we go over about 15, 16 stocks. So it's really helpful. I believe it's really helpful for day traders and for long-term investors. You can see this stock was up 53%. Does that say 53% today? Around 53% today. This stock went parabolic, but be careful because this stock is actually still down 86% for the week. Ticker symbol TKLF. And for the past year, this stock is actually down 90%. I'm not good with math. I don't know how the stock could be up 48% today and still down 90% for the year. So probably we want to stay away from that stock. But this stock is interesting. I actually sold this stock, Dave, ticker symbol Dave, a few days ago. This stock is up over 24%. For the week, it's up 22%. For the month, it's up 15%. For the past 3 months, 15%. And for the past year, it's about 17%. As you can see, I actually sold this stock on January 25th, about 3 days ago, and I sold it at $9 a share, and now it's trading at almost $12 a share. So I added it back to my watch list. I may have to add this back to my buy next week because, I just missed 25%. I missed a lot from it if you think about it. But in this series, we're going to go over the top 5 performance stocks of the Dow Jones. The Dow Jones was plus 564 points today. So let's see, how did we get there? First stock is ticker symbol Visa. As you can see, Visa was up a little more than 10% today. A very strong move for Visa. For the past year, Visa is trading up 13%. I think the Dow Jones was up about 14%. So Visa is trading basically in line with the Dow Jones. And for the past 5 years, if you were holding Visa and a long-term investor, Visa is up 178%, almost 200% in the past 5 years. And it pays a 0.65% dividend. Best performance stock of the day was ticker symbol Visa in the Dow Jones. Next stock for the best performance stock in the Dow Jones was ticker symbol APL. As you can see, Apple was up a little more than 7% today. Apple had earnings report. Was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday after the market closed. Last night, the Apple earnings report came out, and it's a good sign when earnings report comes out and the stock is bought up 7% the next day. I am a shareholder of Apple. I have 5 shares of Apple. So I'm talking my own book here, but I was very happy with the performance of Apple here. For the past year, Apple's up 22%. So it's outperforming the Dow Jones. And for the past 5 years, if you were a shareholder of Apple, Apple's up 468%, almost 500% for the past 5 years. You could say almost an average of 100% returns every year for the past 5 years. Obviously, it's not, some years they probably earn, like last year, they were only up 22%. So there are times where they completely overperform and they're up over 100%. Some years they're only up 22%. But for long term, 500%, 468% return for 5 years is strong. Apple does pay a dividend. Apple pays a 0.54% dividend. Next stock for the best performing stocks in the Dow Jones is ticker symbol CRM, Salesforce. Salesforce was up a little more than 4% today, 4.41% today. Salesforce is actually down the past year, so it's underperforming the Dow Jones by about 15%, 16%. But for the past 5 years, Salesforce is up 192%. If you're looking for a high in this stock, that happened around November 5th, 2021, and that number was $307. But Salesforce does not pay a dividend. Next stock for best performance stocks in the Dow Jones is ticker symbol VZ, Visa. Visa was up a little more than 3% today. Oh, whoa. Yep, it did not give any of that back in the after hours market. That's a good Visa. Why am I saying Visa? Verizon, excuse me. VZ. Verizon was up a little more than 3% today. It gained a little bit in the after hours market. That's a good sign. Verizon is actually down 3% the past year, and that's not a good sign. It's underperformed the Dow Jones by, you could basically say, almost 20%. Not a good sign. And also not a good sign is that Verizon's only up basically 1% the past 5 years. If you're looking for a high in this stock, it looks like it happened in 2019, around $62 a share and $62 a share. Is it December? Seems like this stock tops out in December. December 27th was 61 in 2019. December 11th over here was 2020. So this stock is in a bear market completely. But I believe it pays a dividend, pays almost a 5% dividend if you're looking for a blue chip company in the Dow Jones. Probably not a stock for me. And the last of the best performance stocks in the Dow Jones we're going to go over is ticker symbol AXP, American Express. American Express was up a little more than 3% today. American Express has been on a bull market. I mean, you can see American Express is up 13% this past week alone, clearly outperforming the market. American Express is up 50% the past year. If you bought this stock last year at this time, you only paid $117. This stock is now currently at $177 a share. 50% raise. That's a lot. American Express is up 133% the past 5 years. So this stock is in a bull market. And I believe it pays a dividend. It pays a 1% dividend. That's a great chart for long-term investors. So those were the 5 best performance stocks in the Dow Jones today. As I mentioned, the Dow Jones was up 564 points, currently trading at 34,725. Obviously, we want to keep an eye on the next about 275 points. And if we can hit that, we can get above the 35,000 mark for the Dow Jones. The next 5 stocks we're going to go over are for the S&P 500. The S&P 500 was up 105 points today. Let's see what stocks help us get there. First stock is ticker symbol MA, Mastercard. As you can see, Mastercard was up a little more than 9% today. It gives a tiny back in the after hours market. That's okay. Mastercard is up 16% the past year. I believe the S&P 500 maybe was up maybe 20 to 25%. So it's basically trading in line with the S&P 500 the past year. And for the past 5 years, Mastercard, this is a very strong bull move. The past 5 years, Mastercard has traded, has returned plus 248%, almost 250%, almost 300% if you think about it. This is a very strong chart for Mastercard, and it pays a 0.5% dividend. Ticker symbol MA. Next stock for the best performing stocks in the S&P 500 is ticker symbol DXCM. Dexcom. Dexcom was up almost 8% today. It did not give any of that back in the after hours market. That's always a good sign. Dexcom is only up 17%. You can see it topped out in late November last year, November 17th. The number was 651. 651. This stock currently trades at 413. So there's a lot of room to move. It's sold off 34%. If you think about 7%, this stock has sold off almost 40% in the past 3 months. So that's a lot. But it's still up 17%. And for the past 5 years, this stock is up 419%, almost 500% if you do take out that 30%, 40% in the last 3 months. So this stock has a lot of room to run if you are a long-term investor. Let's see if it pays. It does not pay a dividend. Ticker symbol DXCM does not pay a dividend. Next stock for the best performing stocks in the S&P 500 is ticker symbol DISCA. Discovery. Discovery was up a little more than 7% today. 7.657% today. That's a good move. Did not give almost anything back in the after hours market. Oh my goodness. You probably have to worry about Discovery. Discovery is down 37% the past year. You can see this move kind of happened around this time last year, around February, around January 29th. It went from about $43 all the way up to about $77. Obviously, you want to keep an eye on that March 19th date. Maybe, around that March 19th date. After then, it completely sold off in a straight line. So if you are looking to invest in Discovery, keep an eye on two numbers, March 19th and $77 a share. Discovery is actually down 2% the past 5 years. That's not a good sign. You can see it ran up crazy up here, and then it just dropped like a stone. Probably not a stock that I would be looking at investing in, and it does not even pay a dividend. It does not pay a dividend. Next stock for the best performing stocks in the S&P 500 is ticker symbol FIS, Fidelity National Information. Okay, this stock was up 7.47% today. It did not give any of that back in the after hours market. It's down 4%, almost 5% in the past year. So it's completely underperforming the S&P 500 and the market. But for the past 5 years, this stock is up 47%, basically 10% average per year. That 157 number, they seem to have a problem with. 152 seems like a lower high. 149, you see they're making lower highs here. 153 and 149. So obviously, if you're looking to invest in this stock, you want to keep an eye on that 150 number. If this stock can get above it, it does pay a 1.43% dividend. And the last stock we're going to go over for the best performing stocks in the S&P 500 today is ticker symbol MRNA, Moderna. As you can see, Moderna was up 7.30% during the trading hours and 0.32% in the after hours market. It's a good sign. People are still buying this stock in the after hours market, even though it gained 7% today. Moderna is up 3% in the past year. If you're looking at a high in this stock, the high was about $484. That was last August. Wow. And the stock currently trades at $159. Who knows if we can get back to that $484 mark, right? And for the past 5 years, this stock is up 27%. Clearly a bull move. Basically, if you look at the chart, it's basically been going down ever since this August, September date, around 449. Then that September last year, since September of last year, the stock has basically gone straight down. You want to keep an eye on that. And Moderna does not pay a dividend. Ticker symbol MRNA. Those were five of the best performing stocks in the S&P 500 today. As I mentioned, the S&P 500 was up 105 points today, currently trading at a 4,431 points. You definitely want to keep an eye on that 4,400 mark. Those next 31 points, if we could stay above that 4,400 mark, we could head higher to 4,500 and maybe even 4,600. So that's going to be interesting, the next few hundred points in the S&P 500. And the last five stocks we're going to go over are for the Nasdaq 100. The Nasdaq 100 was plus 417 points today. Let's see what stocks got us there. First stock for the best performing stocks for the Nasdaq 100 is ticker symbol TEAM. As you can see, TEAM was up a little more than 9.72% today, a very strong move. It did not give any of that back in the after hours market. That's a great sign. This stock is up 47% in the past year, and that's not even the high. The high, that was about October 29th last year. This stock was up 111%. So there's a lot of room to move in this stock, but you see that was basically the high. It has not reached that since then. That's a worry sign. You got lower highs, I believe is what the term is. Lower highs. So you want to keep an eye on this stock. Maybe you can get back to this 458 mark. You can see last year around this time, it didn't give almost any pullbacks from January all the way. Like basically, there was almost no pullbacks in the stock until like late September of last year. So you want to keep an eye on this stock all year. Wow, this stock is up 1,048% in the past 5 years, and that's not even close to the highs. At highs, this stock was up 1,500% in the past 5 years at the highs. Is it 1,500? Right? Yeah, 1,500. Wow, that's amazing. 1,549% in the highs. But this stock does not pay a dividend. Ticker symbol TEAM. I should probably look at. I'm gonna add this to my watch list. I may add this to my portfolio. I like that. That's 1,000% the past 5 years. If we're talking about 5 years from now, let's say if this stock can even do 500% the next 5 years, I'll take that, right? Like if it could do 100% the next 5 years, that'd be great. So I'm gonna keep an eye on this stock. I like this chart a lot, actually. Next stock is ticker symbol for the best performing stocks in the Nasdaq 100 is ticker symbol ZS. Zscaler. Zscaler was up 7% and it gained a little bit in the after hours market, 0.18% in the after hours market. That's a good sign. It's up 19% in the past year, almost 20% in the past year. I believe the Nasdaq 100 was up maybe 12% last year. So this is outperforming the Nasdaq 100 almost by double. And for the past 5 years, Zscaler is up 769%. If you're looking for highs in this stock, it happened around November last year. November 19th, that number was 368, and it currently trades at 239. So there's a lot of room to move in this stock if it can get back to those highs and above them. Zscaler does not pay a dividend, unfortunately. Ticker symbol ZS. Next stock for the best performing stocks in the Nasdaq 100 today was ticker symbol PTON. Peloton. Peloton was up a little more than 6.97% today, and it gained 0.43% in the after hours market. That's a good strong sign. But Peloton is down 82% the past year. Hold on, what? is up 7%. So yesterday, this stock was down almost 90% the past year. Not a stock for me, not a chart for me. And it's only down 7% the past 5 years. It looks like it IPO'd in early 2020. Probably not the best time to IPO. The highs happened also in 2020. That's ironic. But the highs in Peloton happened in the year 2020, December 25th, 2020. And the highs in the stock was 162. And it currently trades at $25 a share. So if you're a long-term investor in Peloton, you lost some money. Next stock for the best performance stocks in the Nasdaq 100 is ticker symbol DDOG, Datadog. As you can see, Datadog was up 6.87% today. Didn't give any of that back in the after hours market. That's a good sign. Datadog is up 40% the past year, so it's basically 4 times the basically 3 times what the Nasdaq 100 has done. So it's outperforming the Nasdaq 100. And for the past 5 years, they don't give us a percentage, but it IPO'd in 2019 at about $35 a share, and it currently trades at $136 a share. So if you were a long-term investor, you bought, for every 1 share you bought of Datadog, you're up $100 for every 1 share. That's pretty good return. Datadog does not pay a dividend. Should I watch this stock? Like, is there a reason why I'm not watching this stock? It's down. I'm going to add it to the watch list. I want to keep an eye on it. I like that 7% move. Is that earnings? I don't know. Was that earnings today or something? No, the earnings hasn't even reported. So that's interesting. You could I may probably try to get into this stock right before earnings. I have a couple of weeks before earnings. So I'm going to add this to my watch list. Keep an eye on this because it moved up 7% on a day that we didn't have earnings from this stock. Keep an eye on Datadog. What's happening there? And the last stock we're going to look at for the best performance stocks in the Nasdaq 100 was ticker symbol VRTX. VRTX, you can see, was up a little more than 6.48%, and it gained almost a half of a percent in the after hours market today. That's a great sign. For the past year, you see this stock has basically gone parabolic the last few months. You could see ever since November 22. Let's see what the last 3 months. This stock is up 32%. This stock is averaging a 10% return per month. And you can see this past month, it's up 10%. So I don't know what's going. Maybe I should. This is a stock I definitely need to add to my watch list. I may pick up a share on Monday because this stock is just insane. It's up 200% in the past 5 years, and the highs happened in about 2020, July 17, 2020. The highs in the stock was 294, and we're currently trading at 244. So those next $50 in this stocks are really important. If it could break above that, who knows what the high is. But it does not pay a dividend. I just added it to my watch list, just like Datadog. I may pick up a share or two. This stock, I really like this chart. Last 3 months is up 32%. Something's happening here. I would like to get in, pick up a share on Monday, most likely, maybe even half of a share. But yeah, those were 5 of the best performance stocks in the Nasdaq 100 today. As I mentioned, the Nasdaq 100 was up 417 points, currently trading at 13,770. Obviously, you want to keep an eye on the next 230 points. And if we can trade that to the upside, we can be trading at a 14,000 handle on the Nasdaq 100. So those were the best performance stocks in the stock market today. Did you discover any new stocks in this video? Do you have any great performing stocks in your portfolio you would like to recommend to myself or the other viewers of this video. I'm Jason Robinhood. These were the best stocks. These were the stocks of the day for Friday, January 28th, 2022. Stay long in the stock market.